Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Friday, June 5th. Cash Profit Friday. Code word for this morning is winner. Type in winner into the YouTube chat and get entered in to win 5% of my session profits here. And we've had some crazy price action. Pretty much the last 24 hours have been pretty insane here on the NQ and ES. So let's hope that the volatility continues and that we can get some good setups here this morning. I am currently tracking a few different setups. Let's go. We did have kind of a mini break of structure here. Need to see at least one more down candle here on the 120. And I'm going to be taking a look here for some unbalanced volume sitting right here. I do got some unbalanced volume sitting right above me between the 3236 and the 3220. So right here we've got seller unbalanced volume. Currently taking a look at this area right here as well for an AVT setup. But we need price action to come down just a tad. Above us, we've got another seller unbalanced volume area sitting between the 322 and the 3287. There's a little small pocket right here that to me just looks better. I'm going to delete this guy if I can. Jeez. There we go. That's what this one's going to look like right here. What else do we got? We've got some key levels this morning. Yeah, right at the 3453, the 414, the 399, and currently we're kind of sitting at this last key level at the 3151. So that's the NQ for the morning. And you can see here, seller stepped in pretty strong right there. You know, and if we kind of go and map it out, here's your AVT setup. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 down candles. We had our retracement candle right here, fixed volume profile tool. Our value area is actually pretty small right over here, value area high, and this is kind of the area that I'm looking to attract for a short. And I don't even mind if I get a 30 range entry confirmation. I don't even mind this sweeping here just a tad and coming back down. I'm okay with that there. Just so you can kind of understand where this is coming from. Let's take a look at the ES for the morning. Break that up there a little bit. All right, so ES has got key level at the 7527. The 7539, the 7543, the 7557. So good amount of volume sitting over here. So I'm sure that the market's going to want to tap into some of that. We've got a big seller unbalanced volume sitting right here as well, with a key level at the tip of this band at the 7589. So this has a very high likelihood of rejecting, not going too deep into this band but rejecting very close to this band. Now, again, we do have a good amount of high-impact news coming up here in about 20 minutes. So we've got non-farm payrolls, which is the big one. I think we've got average savings and there's one more, and unemployment rate. I'm sorry, average earnings. Oh, I thought non-farm payroll was in the morning. Is this now? It's showing it at 12:30. Is that right? No. Financial Juice is weird. So Financial Juice just had 12:30, but now they're all at 7:30, which is what I thought they were. So U.S. unemployment rate, U.S. non-farm payrolls, and U.S. average earnings all at 7:30 this morning. So that should get the markets. Well, I mean, the markets don't really need much more to be moving, because they're definitely moving and shaking. Gold's still been kind of tough for me. So what I see in gold, seller unbalanced volume here sitting at the 45.43 to the 45.32. And then we've got buyer unbalanced volume sitting right here at the 44.63 to the 44.54. That's gold. And we might have completed our last leg here on the AVT strategy we have. So now what we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for a retracement, for our retracement bar here. I'll put up our fixed volume profile tool. But for right now, what we can do is we can kind of get prepared here. Value area high is going to be sitting up here. And let's take a look and see what the 60s also doing in that area. Okay. So this is what I really kind of like here. Right there. Right there. So we'll kind of wait for a price. This one kind of retraced up here as well. Maybe not the greatest zone, but would like to find a way to participate in some of these shorts right now. And then, so we've got our, kind of have our zones mapped out here. Now all we need to do is kind of wait for a retracement candle, kind of see where some of the targets might be here on the volume profile. Otherwise, we will switch to just ATR, and ATR currently is sitting at about 12, so which is pretty normal for pre-market. Again, keyword for this morning's Cash Profit Friday is winner. One thing I've added in the rules is you must be able to receive funds through either Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo. You don't have one of those three services, I'm sorry, but don't participate. I had a past winner ask for a wire, and that's not something that I'm going to do. In fact, what I could do is just to kind of make this more official. Let's duplicate that. All right, we got our retracement bar here now. Oh, slow down there, candle. All right, got that ready. And now let's pop this guy back into 120. Let's pop our fixed volume profile tool. Good, good. All right, so we got a target right here that we can continue on this little downtrend here. TP. All right. So we got TP sitting down here at the point of control at the 3125. Again, AVT strategy here. So 1, 2, 3 down bars. We got our retracement bar here on the 120 range. We've already found our unbalanced volume areas, all sitting in the value area high. So now we just need to see a little bit of a retracement here, or I should say a little bit of a pull back into our area here. We've got 12 minutes to news. It's the only thing that's kind of bothering me here. Morning Snow. Paul. Belgie. A non-account. MKC, good morning. Carrie, Rob, William, good morning all. And to all, good morning. And again, we're not in the best time right now to be really looking for a trade. Even though this setup looks fantastic, it's a nice continuation of the overall trend to the downside for sure. But we do have an extremely high volatile scheduled news, or I should say scheduled high impact report coming out at 7:30 a.m., which includes non-farm payrolls. Another situation that I personally have is I do have take profit accounts attached to this group. You're not allowed to trade. You're not allowed to trade take profit trader accounts 1 minute prior, current, and past the 7:30. So pretty much from 7:29 to 7:31 Central Time. You cannot be in a trade here with Take Profit Trader. And as well, we do still have this little spot right here that's also extremely inviting for a short. So even if we can't partake in this first zone up here, we've got a nice little zone sitting above there that I would be interested in taking a trade from. All right. So a little less than a minute here to high impact news. Morning, Kevin. Cad, good morning. Adam, good morning. Again, just trying to find any which way to participate in the short right now. I did map out a pretty nice region right here from the 3194 to the 3165. I've got another area right here at the 3236 to the 3220. So I got some opportunities here, but obviously we're going to have to let this news kind of play out here. Wouldn't surprise me if they balance this out right here. So U.S. unemployment rate came in exactly as expected. U.S. non-farm payrolls came in, much higher than expected. They were expecting 89,000 at 172,000. So that's a huge number. U.S. private payrolls also, they were expecting 89,000, came in at 120,000. Again, not good, not great for interest rates, not great for the possibility of a interest rate increase, which we were all expecting some decreases in 2026. So even though that's positive news, it's actually pretty negative news when you look at it from an inflationary standpoint and interest rate standpoint from the Fed. Trying to think what we got going to the downside. We don't really got much. Let's see, the 3051s. Yeah. I mean, there is an area right here they could tap into. That's price action from last week, though. So this right here from the 3050s to the 3004s. I mean, we should just probably include the 30,000s. We could get a bounce right here, but we do have this huge psychological number here at the 30,000 that price action doesn't get really very interesting once we hit that 30,000 number. We seem to just kind of rotate around it. But if the market's looking for a bounce now, and again, if we look at this from an ABT standpoint, we've already found a few nice setups here. Even though this move right here is the headline news, we're not putting any weight into any of this stuff here, okay? Stretch this down just a bit so we could see it a little easier. You know, we have been in a downtrend the last since the 3rd, but again, yesterday was kind of an anomaly. I mean, we had some pretty crazy price action yesterday. So yesterday we were kind of all across the board. All right, buyers a little bit starting to step in here. Let's see if the buyers can get a footing in the market here. Okay. Buyers showing a little bit of strength here. Wish it would have came down just a little bit more. But they're going to probably want to go and balance out this area right here, which they just did. Really, the only other unbalanced nature that we have is sitting up here at the 3133s. All right, strong movement. It's a good flip candle actually right there. Just take a look and see here what's kind of going on. I'm going to take a stab long here. I did not get filled. Did not get filled there. So I got another flip right here, negative 15 delta. Did try to take a stab long here, but did not get filled. ATR is around 23. And right now, unbalance is sitting right here, so that would have been a profit target. Well, that kind of sucked. Nice flip on the 120 as well. Correct. Yes, Richie. So about a point or two off of that that long entry from getting triggered. Kind of missed that one there, but And I just got my notification from my Tesla that I forgot to charge it last night. I'll be right back. Well, guys, we missed a really nice opportunity there for a nice little long. Definitely counter trend, but I'm surprised I didn't have this one on my chart earlier. This was a zone from last week. I think from like the 28th. Yeah. Thanks, Vortex. Nice words. Again, type in the word winner into the chat for your chance to win 5% of my session profits here today. Hopefully we can have a green day. Almost would have been into a nice little green trade there. I would have been at the bare minimum gotten my 23 points. And about 90, I would say 95% of the time, if not more, I enter in on the ask or bid. You know, obviously, if you would have marketed in on that entry, which I should probably ask, did anybody else take that? Anybody else able to capture along there? Because if I would have marketed into that order, I would have been filled, and not at the greatest price, for sure. I probably would have had about 3 points of slippage on the market order there, but in the end, it wouldn't have mattered. It would be funny, not so funny, if the market decides to retrace this entire down move and just rip the face off of all these shorts. And again, even though news came out positive on the payroll side, it's really a negative towards the overall economy with inflation and interest rates, Fed interest rates, with the likelihood of going up if inflation continues to increase. And inflation is really directly tied with employment. You know, you've got lower unemployment rates, more people on unemployment. You got less money flowing through the economy, and that will temper off inflation just a bit. Obviously, gas prices, oil, and everything like that have a lot to do with what we're currently dealing with, but the job market is one of the leading indicators for interest rates. And let's take a look and see what oil's been doing today. Still in the low 90s. Okie dokie. That's weird. I had the zone mapped out on my trading view. I don't understand why I didn't have this on IntraTrader. I mean, I was able to find it, but that was a nice little reaction there. And again, we're entering into unbalanced volume from sellers right here, but that move was really pretty much all news based, and it's just kind of some ugly price action right here. So I'm not looking at anything right here. I think a better short would be somewhere in this area right here or right here. You know, unless, you know, the market decides to just completely start ripping faces to the upside. But for right now, bias is still short, and short-term bias is still short. Morning, Keith. Steve, good morning. So a nice little comeback yesterday. Finished off the day break even. Didn't take any of the trades afterwards. Took an IB high short yesterday. Didn't get any confirmation on the 30 footprint, so got it on the 60 footprint. So my stop was sitting a little higher at about 15 points. I think I ended up taking 16 points of loss on that first NQIB trade from yesterday. And then towards the end of the stream, found a nice short on the ES for close to 7 points. Pretty much get me to break even. It's plus or minus $7 or $8 lost on the fundeds, which pretty much was equivalent to commissions on that trade. So again, rules for Cash Profit Friday. Drawing will be at 10:45 this morning Central Time. Winner needs to be present. You'll have a 2-minute timer to type in the word thanks into the chat, and then I'll let you know how to collect your funds if I am in the positive here this morning, which I hope I am. And please just make note that you will need to receive funds either through Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo. Those are the three, only the three that that I have. I've been asked to wire money, and I will not do that. So for any international viewers, just make sure that you can have at least one of those three. One of those three methods to receive your funds. So it looks like buyers didn't really have the muscle here to break any major structure. They pretty much just balanced out this the high impact news that came out this morning. Capitalization does not matter for the keyword. Good question, though. I had the same question myself in the beginning. It does not matter. Nor do you need to put it in twice because it automatically excludes any duplicates. Gold. Like, look at gold. Gold again. Did not respect. Oh, well. This is the classic pattern, though. I would have validated this if I was looking at it. This is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm not going to be looking for longs here at this point. Buyers have really not showed me any strength here just yet. So for me to consider, you know, this lower region that looks pretty good, actually. It does look really good. You know, I would have wanted them, the buyers, to come and at least break some structure up here. This move right here was pretty much just balancing out this news right here. I wouldn't mind them breaking structure to the downside and looking for a short over here. And the more short opportunities that we can collect, the better. Just need some type of retracements, though. A little stronger than this. So I guess gold now has just got this guy to contend with at the 44.20s to the 44.09. So we'll see if they can get through that or not. So again, here you can see just on that deep trade or big trade bubble right here, sellers showed some strength right there. If we look at it from our AVT standpoint, we would still need to see, personally, what I definitely need to see here is a break of structure right here. And I'm going to assume this one to close down, and then we're going to need probably one more to close down at the very least, which is what I would prefer. Which would make this into a 4 down. We wait for our retracement, find our unbalanced volume sitting we're up here in the high value area high, and see if we can take a short. So the sellers have some work to do. They did just trap some buyers there. Let's see if we can see that. Where did that occur? On the bubble. This was around 7:59. 7:59 right here. Yep. So you could see it on the candlestick, just so I can show you guys. It's the same thing. So right here, you could see buyers attempting to come up. A lot of buying pressure right here. Market still was able to snap them down. This is your classic absorption, and this is just trapped buyers right here. And you can see it here on the candlestick very easily. And you can also see it on the footprint very easily. I think it was on the 30. And that was at the 59, which was right here. This equates to this right here, which is exactly what we're always looking for entry confirmations. In a matter of for a short, we got red footprint candle, a lot of positive delta, which to me means that even though the buyers were trying to push this market up, sellers absorbed all that and were continued to be able to push to the downside. So again, it's all the same thing. The candlesticks, footprint charts. It's just kind of how you read them and what makes what makes most sense. Now, granted, this right here, it hurts. I did put in an order to go long, kind of jumped my order there by a few points, and it went without me. All right, 28 minutes for market open. Definitely taking a look at this price action here. Very interested to see here if the sellers start kind of giving up on this movement to the downside. I don't believe they will, but this will determine here if I could look for a short here or not. As of right now, no. Again, I want to see break of structure down here. I thought they were going to do it right here, but they didn't. He would be looking at the 729 candle, Morgan. Which would have worked if you would have found a break of structure. All right, so buyers are holding the line right here. This was all buyer unbalanced volume. Even though it wasn't originally on my chart, I was able to find it obviously before that news release hit. But it was sitting on as one of my daily bands here that I give you guys on Discord. I gave you guys this one also this morning. I've been giving you this for the last 7 days because this one really hasn't moved. Hasn't been tapped into. And again, you can read the market many different ways. But you can obviously tell buyers are defending here, here, here. They defended here. And this was pretty much kind of like a little avalanche coming down at them. They were able to defend. They're not strong enough to break structure up here. They were not strong enough to break any unbalanced volume to the upside. So that's why I'm not putting a lot of weight right now on the buyers, even though we do have a pretty juicy spot right here that, you know, typically I would be looking for a long here. I'd kind of like to see them actually just break structure. Let me find something up here and then see how we could kind of formulate a plan to keep this train going to the downside. But as of right now, I would say that the strongest level is this guy right here at the 236 to the 220. At least in my opinion, for a short. Okay. Sellers nicely breaking through there. So now I'm going to take this guy off so we don't get confused here. Still got to wait for at least a retracement candle here so I can pop the fixed volume profile tool on there. But let's just see what we see here. Okay. Actually, pretty strong price action here. I do like this here. The 120. Let's let them retrace here a candle. Okay. So we've got point of control sitting right here. Not the greatest target for our first piece of unbalanced volume here. All right, so we've got that, and then I'm going to take this guy off. I'm going to delete that. Perfect. This is still left unbalanced down here. And then let's take a look and see what the 60 shows us. Okay, I like it. Let's go back here. So English, yeah, we kind of talked about the news. So non-farm payroll. Most of the news that hit at 7:30 was positive news, but negative news in relation to the overall market dynamics with interest rates. The Fed rate is a negative for it. So The market definitely doesn't want to see rate increases from the Fed. That slows down lending for business, for big business, hurts the overall economy as well with consumer spending. Okay, so one thing to watch out for here is that in this pocket right here, buyers have really tried buoying up this market right here. And you could see it very easily if we switch over to the 30. You can see the consolidation right here. But what I look for is we've got a flip here. We've got a flip here. We've got a flip here. So this is a pretty strong indication that, you know, we're kind of almost like at fair value right here for right now in this area right here. The buyers have been trying to buoy this this area up. So if they lose control here, we can see a further decline. Or we'll see if they kind of cement their line in the sand here, early line in the sand. Because we do have the market open coming up in 17 minutes here. And overall, the 120, the higher range, is showing very bearish right now. Positive delta, they're still able to bring this down. So we're in an area right here where buyers are trying their hardest to defend. $15 minutes to market open. kind of in a sandwich here. A buyer seller sandwich. And you just got your flip candle here. So this candle's going to close here in about 7 seconds. Most likely you're going to see a bubble right here, up here. Or not. Thought you would have got one right there for sure. You did definitely got your flip right here. All right, 5 minutes to market open. And remember, we do got the 30,000s right here. Not really a number that I'd like to be rotating around all day. And 3 minutes here for market open. So we bounce right here off of a low volume node. We've got a profile that's kind of looking like this. The 30,000's right here. This is a big spot for them. So let's see here. Let's get this guy off here. So just kind of sweeping this liquidity here. And we've got more right here as well. ES sitting in these, ES currently sitting in these key areas that we had identified already this morning at the 75.57, 75.43, and they've got one more level down here at the 75.39. It's a little early just to be taking a short here. This is where sellers had the most control. Again, giving the market here at least 10, 12 minutes here to kind of figure out its craziness. Bump up the time frame here a little bit, or the range. It doesn't look so crazy. I don't like the pattern in gold here. I don't like that at all. So this to me is an X-nay. So just too crazy right here to trade from right here. Let's let the market simmer here just a bit. Coming back into that low volume node. Probably going to gravitate right back to 30,000. Next area on the volume profile would be around the 29,980s. So somewhere right around down here. Another big piece of volume that they've got to chew through. So this price action on the way down has been pretty balanced. You can see the kind of the strong wicks here. So as sellers are fighting, buyers are fighting as well. So this is pretty balanced out right here. ATR is around 30, 31 points. Okay, so they just tapped into those 980s that I was talking about earlier. Good piece of volume there. And if we can break down here, we could break down past like these, I don't know, 60, 40s. We could see a pretty big dump to the downside. Probably down to the 29,700s. So this could form up to be a pretty strong downtrend day here. Again, I have nothing here to short from, unfortunately. Everything is very balanced out. I'm really actively trying to find something to short that makes sense. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of headline here today. Let's see if there's some market manipulation at its finest here this morning. See if they can buoy this market back up. And again, really trying my hardest here to find something. Might have to wait here to see if this is a clean move to the downside here or not. It's too early just to switch to the 60 range AVT. I'd rather stay on the 120. Great. Not great. Not great price action there, but let's see what we see here. ATR sitting at 34. Again, just trying to see if I can get some opportunity here to take a short. They're heading into extremely low volume territory right now, so they could make a pretty big dump to the downside here, or this could be the or they might want to just come back up into the range and facilitate some transactions up above. This is going to be very telling here. It's not great here. This is all balanced out really well. Excuse me. Okay, we're pretty much in some low volume territory right now. So this would be your value area low on your super high time frame. Come on, market, give me an opportunity here. And buyers are just getting railroaded. I got this biggest feeling that headline's gonna hit. I say if we break down to like in the 700s, something's gonna have to come out. It just seems like the wall's written. Now, this seems to be like an area of interest right here. This is lower range. I'm just trying to find a way to get into this. I'm not on the, I don't have high time frame confirmation here. And it coincides with these bubbles really well as well. So I'm going to look to see if we could possibly take a short somewhere in this purple area right here. ATR is sitting at about 36. All right. Oh, so they just tapped into that volume. Let's see where that represents. Yep. I might not even get a fill here. It's tough. It's tough to find a place here to take a short. I might even have to open up the 60 range here. So we had a White House senior official just say that the boom right now, a big supply side boom, means we can avert runaway inflation. So that's the headline to combat the non-farm payrolls, the increase in employment. That obviously got people worried that inflation is going to go up with Fed rates going back up. That's their kind of counter statement here. So now got to kind of be a little careful here. I might have to market order into this entry because I don't think I'm going to be, I don't think I might get an entry here on the bid. Or on the ask, I should say. I'm sorry, on the bid. Let's go. Oh. It was right there. Fudge. Right there. Everything here is showing me that buyers are really starting to defend here. Nice if you would have retraced another couple, like a point more. Would have given me a little bit more conviction on that. All right, do we have one of my signals here at the 29,812? So risking about 8 points here. I am targeting TP2, which is around 14.5 points. Going into some high volume here for buyers. Let's go. Just go to the entry then. Don't bounce here. All right, there's entry. Come on. Don't do that. Stopped out there. I know, super counter trend here, but fuck. All right, that was our first loss of the morning. Alrighty there. I mean, we got areas to short from. We just need some type of retracement here. ATR is at 40. This is not 40 right here, so I'm going to try to get that full ATR if I can. And we just prior key level that was never tapped into. That was the bounce there. Yep. It's a prior low, never tapped into. Getting any retracement into any of our super good areas here. I feel like we almost got a short right here. We just tapped into, well, actually right up here would have been the better spot. Let me just see what this looks like here on the candlestick here. Yeah, that's where we should have, that would have been a good short right there. Busted up there though. I would have gotten busted up there. Have a go around, Keith. I don't blame you. Fuck. This is a 900 point, about a 900 point move to the downside in about 24 hours. We're not bouncing until we break through at least at a bare minimum, these three seller controlled areas. There is nothing here that's showing me that buyers have any footing in this market. In fact, this was a great short opportunity from right from there. We do got one more prior key level down here at the 29,676 that was never tapped into. That's a great liquidity target for the market right now. And like I said, we've almost, I said we were entering into that 45-day low volume node, and we've pretty much chewed through about 75% of it. So I said it was all the way down to the 700s, which was right here. This is where volume starts to pick up again. So if you're going to see the market kind of find new footing, it's going to be in this area right here. Right in this area right now. No, there's nothing. This could be profit taken. This could be exhaustion. Now they start busting up some of these levels above us, and we can this indicator is from a company called the Steady Turtle. Steady Turtle Trading, which is this guy right here. And the Ninja Trader, if you go to Ninja Trader, you'll see it's pretty cheap. Big trades, 49 bucks. Per license. So steady-turtle.com. I almost feel in this volatility, I almost kind of need to be on the 60 range, but I'm going to try to stay on the 30. We're at 43 on the ATR. All right, I am going to listen to my gut on this one. I'm going to look for an entry on the 60 range, just to not get just to kind of not get fooled here on the 30, which has got a lot of volatility right here. So that's the plan. That is the plan. 45 on the ATR. So I'm bumping up from, you know, 1R to almost 2R on the risk profile here on the 60. So I'm going to be risking around $1,500, but with the potential to make probably closer to $4,000, maybe 5. Pump this guy. This is not anywhere near where we got to be at. So somewhere down here. Come on. Tap in, buddy. Okay, good tap. Now let's see a rejection here. Great idea not going on the 30. We can get into that purple even better. Let's go. Don't come right back after me. I think I need a little bit more protection here. This is where the best bubbles are at, right there. This is your best protection. Oh my God, that's way too much. Let's stop. I can't. That's too high. I gotta stay right there. Let's see if we get a bounce here. Did not like that risk profile there. Come on. Drop. Drop, baby, drop. All right, taking that down to 18 points there. Let's go. Continue that drop. Let's go. Come on. Come on, show the strength, baby. Let's go. All right, down to 15 points of stop there. Come on. This is it. Let's go. Come on. I like that first candle much better. Thought we had a good one there. All right, it's good capital preservation there. Now we got to take a pause here. Gave it a shot. All right, I gave it a valiant effort there. We really wanted max 15 points to stop there, which is what I got, 15 points. Got kind of lucky there, though, because I could have taken my 30-point stop just for my set ATM that I was at right now. Oh, and we just tapped into another spot. I do like this price action here. We do have a very quick area that they could rebalance the downside. So I am willing to take this. Nope, no flip there yet. Nope. Let's just see what the context is looking like here. Okay, buyers did make somewhat of a push. Seems to be pretty good resistance right here. I'm going to take a short here. And I'm just going to move my TP down here. I know this is very aggressive, but take this guy to break even really quickly. Don't want to risk anything on here, but if there's a free fall, I want to capture this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Take this guy to 40 points of profit. Right there. Oh, that's 30. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Come on, don't stop here. Let's go. Let's go. 75-point target here. Let's go. Come on, come on. Just a little free fall right here. Come on. Don't do it. Aggressive stop, but man, I thought we could get a free fall right there. That 834s are going to have to get rebalanced out. You can see it right here off this flip. Right here. I was looking to try to take a better entry up here, but once I saw this, that strong reaction from sellers right here, I said, let's take a short from there. Damn. I was really trying to move my take profit to 40 points. And for the market would really want to rebalance this. This has been a great target. I know it's 75 points. It's a lot, but ATR is pretty high. 40, almost 47 points. All right. Well, we got that one. Now the next one's going to be this this little sucker right here. This looks very, very enticing to me. So that's one winner, two losers, right? Yeah, two losers today. But again, you keep going with that positive risk to reward. It don't matter. We can take the bullets on the setups that we like. So as long as I'm staying within the risk that I can control. Oh, they're going to balance it out. Oh. I don't know, chat. What do you think? You think keeping the stop at break even, just letting the play out? Oh, it's gonna balance it. It's got to. I don't know. Maybe if it's the first trade of the day. Oh. All right, I'm gonna take a little pause. All right, hit a few golf balls. That's the one example of where a win feels like kind of a loss in a way. I really felt super strong on this unbalanced volume area here, and I got all of the confirmations that I was looking for. I mean, you can see where the sellers controlled. We had the box there perfect. It was perfectly drawn out. This is an example of trading the P&L instead of trading the plan. But we're not done. We're not done because we, well, it kind of left this same area once again. And let's not, if this is their sign of strength, let's, who am I to judge? Where do we see some real strength at? Right here-ish. And then let's see what this kind of looks like. Okay. And then now let's take a look. Let's pop this guy in. Let's see what ABT is telling us here. Okay, so majority of our targets are down here. This is actually unbalanced right here. This is still a great spot. This 29,834 for a possible TP. All right, so we'll see if we can get a price, if we can get a retracement back into this purple area. Even though buyers are showing some strength here. Let's see, did they flip anything? They did not flip yet on the 120. If they flipped anything on the 60. Gives you a good sign of strength here. Yes, they did. Right here. This guy. And I'm pretty sure might correlate with the, yeah. Okay, so we kind of have to be a little careful here. Because now buyers are showing a little bit more strength here. Yeah, they are. So this would be a good determination. If the buyers can break through on here, this is going to have to probably be an X and A here. And I don't really know. Probably should have looked to see if I could have found anything in this. Yeah, it's right here. This is their unbalanced volume area right there. Yep. There it is. If they flip here, I got to take it. Okay, they did not. So hands off. Ooh. Ooh. It's very interesting. Come on, buyers, if you want it, just go ahead. Push it through, so there we go. Don't make me think. Okay. Okay, now we got to put a little more weight on the buyers here. Buyers might have found a little footing here. Higher highs, higher lows. Yep, still up equal low here. Now what do we do? I don't really like a short here. What I'd be interested now, to be honest with you, is if they do break structure up here. I don't mind switching bias right now to the buy side here, because AVT is going to probably find something right here. No flip either, so that's good indication. No flip there on the 60. I know, guys, this is going pretty quick today, but I'm just reacting to what price action's given us. So it's a little more, it's a high volatility today, and I'm just trying to take advantage of some of it that I can. But again, here I would like to see them break structure right here, and then look for some type of long here. Keep going. Let's go, Bulls. I'm getting back on the bull train here. Let's go. Come on. I will say it's going to be really hard for them to get through here, though. Shit. Like, this still, to me, still got shorts on the wall right here. I don't know why I have that. Why do I have this little yellow? What's going on up here? Well, I don't really need that. I think you guys are smart enough to see that. Let's get that out of the way. But I think also, I've been saying this every day this week. I think I've managed my entries and my stop losses really well. I obviously, in my opinion, kind of fumbled that last TP. I was maybe trading my P&L a little bit more than I would my actual edge. I also am trying to make you guys some money too. All right, so I'm not interested here yet because they still have not been able to break through on this seller unbalanced volume. So they got to show me a little bit more. Show me a little bit more strength here from the bulls. And I don't also want to see them balance out what they've left unbalanced down below. Which I don't really run that risk until we get down to probably like the 850s. All right, so seller's still defending. I don't think I really saw anything great over here. No. Let's look at the bigger picture here. So this didn't break any structure here. In fact, this was our AVT set up to go to the downside. I don't know why my focus is shifted to buyers, but they did show like they were having some strength here. But this was the first AVT setup. So again, you wouldn't do another AVT here because this is the setup. This is the original setup. So, which is kind of playing out now kind of nicely. But again, the environment that we're in, I'm having a really hard time with just trying to find something on the 30 range, which is where I'd love to live in right now. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Let's get the initial balance. Even though initial balance has been it's been tough for me the last couple days, but we're maybe down 2R on the initial balance. I think we had a few break evens. Let's put this guy down here. Okay, so initial balance is at the 29,758. Initial balance high is sitting at the 3,150. There it is. Perfect. All right. I gotta agree with you. It hasn't been easy. But I think if the bears here can break down here at the 29,800s, they're showing some good strength here. And I think I mentioned to you guys there is a prior level still sitting down here at the 29,676, which did cause the previous one caused a really good reaction. So some good liquidity sitting right up there. still a fun day of the markets. I mean, it's challenging today, but at least this gives us something to be constantly. I like when my brain's thinking. Sometimes you get lulled to sleep. Trying to think of what my stop loss, what was my initial stop loss on that last trade, because I know I went to break even probably within the first 15 seconds of that trade, but I don't remember if I had moved it to a flip, which would have been kind of high. Was that trade at? Somewhere right here. Where she go? Where she go? Where she go? Where she goes? All right, here. All right, so this was the flip that I was watching. This guy right here. So I don't know. Stop would have been there. That's kind of high, huh? That's 10. That's 10. That's 20. That's 25 points that I would have needed there in reality. Yeah, I really should have let that trade just continue. That was dumb. Even if you go to break even on a trade, you know, that's not your true risk to reward. Your true risk is where your mental, either your mental stop was at or where your physical stop was at on your original entry. So I was looking at about 25 points a stop. Obviously I got price action to cooperate with me right off of the get-go. So I was able to have the luxury of going to break even, but yeah, just not, again, beating myself up over a winner, but gotta get a little better at that. I must say, I do love when you switch on your NinjaTrader Control Center. When you, like I was in the red. I was in the red 1400, so everything was red. And I love when you pop it back up, it takes a second for it to kind of recalculate. And I love that red to green transition. That for some reason does bring me some endorphins. Yeah, that's TPs and stop losses are, I mean, one of the highest things on the list. In fact, I had a conversation with my Signal members yesterday post session, and you know, I was explaining to them that, you know, the more 30 range entries that we can get, where, you know, we can target 30 to 40 points, those are all going to be 1 to 4, and those will start to accumulate. And, you know, it don't matter if you take a few bullets, just keep trading your edge. But you go 1 to 1, 1 to negative risk to reward, which I'm not saying that that's not a good way of trading. I've traded like that for a long ass time, successfully too. But you're 1 to 1, you get a win, you know, then the psychology starts to kind of creep in too on the second and third trade, because you kind of want to preserve that win. You get a win on a 1 to 3 or 1 to 2, 1 to 4. And you guys have seen the power of the flips on the candle, so this is all very doable. And you know, you don't have any hesitation on the second trade or on the third trade, because you know that you've got R's, an R multiplier there to kind of piggyback off of. And gold didn't get respected at all. Got a bounce, but nothing. Granted, I did comment that it made that pattern. I think I would be a very good discretionary gold trader. I will say that. I think I would be a good discretionary trader in general, but on most markets. But I think on the gold, I don't know. Got very familiar patterns. All right, so it kind of looks like we're getting into like kind of getting into a little wedge here now, huh? Something like that. Little wedgie. All right, ATR is starting to kind of fall down here a little bit. I think we got up to about 47 at one point. We're down to 42. Price action continues. We'll probably be in the 30s within a few bars. The market's moved. The market has moved. Can't say that we're hoping for price action. All right, now let's take a look here. So now I just left this unbalanced. Need a little bit more downward movement here, but I like to break a structure here already. And we can reverse engineer this too, to if we do get a long here off of the IB, you know, we've got an area here to target bigger. I'll see if I can find something a little bit more realistic, but reaction zone here. Let's keep an eye out right here. I will switch to the 30 here. What's the TR sitting at? 42. No flip there. Nope, I'm not seeing a flip either on the 60 here, so I will let's stay away from this little bugger. No, we got a nice reaction there. Okay, so right now they left up here unbalanced. We know that. It's a pretty hefty target there. They go straight to target right here. Let's see. Okay, that's a good target for IB right there. Let's see if they don't balance that out in the meantime. $41 on the ATR. This is about 30 points. Okay, I like it. Let's get ready here. Come on. Don't balance this out yet. Let's just come straight down to the AB. Poor Faber. Come on, you balance this out once you grab the liquidity here. You're not going to cooperate, are you? Huh. They balance that out. They balance that out. Fuck, man, that target is huge. I don't know. This is the only viable target. I'll sit all the way up here. Like for a big, I don't think the Bulls even have enough strength to get up there. Oof. And that's a 70-something point trade there. That's I don't know if the Bulls have that in the I don't think the Bulls have that in the bag. Everything else is balanced out. Anything on the headlines or anything to... Well, easy target right now, if they do tap in, would be there, but they would have to balance that out. I mean, that's reasonable. Much more reasonable than 74 points to the upside. So you got the 30 right here, you got the 60 right here. That's what you guys are looking at on your chart on the screen. A lot of delta there. No flip. Strong sellers right there. I think I'm going to have to skip this IB here today, guys. There's a flip. Please don't go to... Oh, please don't do it. Oh, that would hurt me. All right, good. That was good. That's good. Yeah, just saw this is still selling pressure coming in here. I know it's on a lower, really low time frame here, but let's get rid of this guy. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right, so we do have this target down here. This prior level, I mean, today's been the day for them to do it. Can we find anything? No, not really. I can't find a good freaking short here just yet. I mean, this is garbagey town, like really super hyper scalpy, but because this is on the 30 range right here. But fuck, I mean, if we can get if we can get a tap right here and a retest, I don't mind shorting that. We got a target below. Let's see if price action wants to cooperate with us or not. Yeah, they just keep on pushing. Slow down just a little bit here. Bears, slow down just a tad. Give us something to retrace back into here. 60 range doesn't look, well, yeah, 60. That would incorporate this right here. We can give that a shot. Reaction zone. 30 range. All right, let's get a little bit of a retracement. I'd love to get a retracement right back to the IB. Get a flip off the IB to the downside. Let's take that sucker short, man. Come on. No flip on any of the bigger ones, so that's good. Nothing there yet. Come on, a little bit higher. No. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Let me just see where we're at. Where are we sitting at here? Oh, they shoot through that pretty good, actually. Okay, if we're gonna get the short, we should get it right here. I did not get it. Did not get the confirmation there. Nothing on the 60 either. Damn. Damn. Tap into the IB. There we go. Nothing yet. Come on. Okay, I'm kind of switching my focus here down to the 60. I need a little bit more confirmation from here from these sellers, because they made some chop suey right here on this buyers are losing strength. I think it's going to be hard to even get a flip here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to short a retest here of the IB, but I want to see some confirmation that that the sellers really are regaining control here, and I'm just not seeing it. No. Yeah, it might give it to us here. Let's see. We'll continue. Oh, no. I think they're going to dump here. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. Of course you did. But you did there. You did there. So I definitely needed that higher time frame confirmation. Just, that irks me a little bit, but yeah, this is where they're coming in strong here. They're gonna dump it right to this prior level. There comes the dump-a-rooney. Again, they are getting a lot of delta, a lot of negative delta here without not much continuation. Tried my damnedest to get something here. And the writing's kind of on the wall here. All right, ES is going to be approaching support right here. So maybe this could provide the sellers with some type of roadblock there. The NQ's got liquidity that I can kind of muster right here. Woo-wee! What was that? What was that? I'm trying to see if we can find anything here. See anything on the news? Yeah. I am going to take a short there. I'm going to see if I can get a continuation here. Just take some... Let's see. Let's bring this guy down. Control his risk as best as we can. See if we get a continuation move to the downside. Please, let's go. Please, let's go. Don't want to see the bulls anymore. Come on. Come on. Come on, Bears. Come on, finish this off. Let's go. You got liquidity down there. You already swept this up here. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Bears. You can do it. Let's go. Come on, we all want some cash here today. Let's go. Finish this off strong. Oh. Oh, man. We give it a shot. I gave it a shot, chat. Thought we had a good continuation play there. I really did. I felt like we swept right there. This was... I love that play here. We had a good target. They shook me out. Looks like they might have just shook me out here. Dang. Dang-a-rang. All right, good job, Market. You got me today. You got me. Saw the continuation there again on the 60 right here. Like I was saying, any opportunity that I can get to take a short here. All right. All right. I will say the P&L is red today, but the trading has been, price action's been, I think, great. I think it's been pretty easy to see right now, but obviously doesn't look like it on the P&L. Why couldn't you just given me a little sliver up there? And that was the best play right up there. And again, the only clean move still originating right here. That is it. That was where I said, right? 700s? That was the next piece of volume, and we definitely tapped into it. Right there. And that was where the, probably should have been looking at that too. I know that this is definitely in play right here. Oh, shit. Well, we gave it a shot here. Well, we should have just shorted from the 29 980s. Actually, no, from the 920s. where I said that low volume node was, that's a 45-day. I mean, that's a big time frame low volume node. And it literally just ran from high node to high node. Have a good one, MKC. Here comes the boom. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of tough to be in the red on a pretty damn strong downtrending of a day. ES tapped into its support there from buyers. Not really sure what it's going to buoy it or not. Doesn't look like it. Sure is, man. Sure is. And I will say, on a day like today, we were talking yesterday about, you know, just straight up price action candle traders. They're going to do very well today. All right, guys, as it's 10:45 and I am in the red. Sorry, there's no Cash Profit Friday for today, but I will give away a free Lucid. I got a 25K account today. I've got a few more 25s, and then I got a 50 that I'll give out next week. Let's put timer. I know it's a small one. I would have rather given you guys cash, but... All right, let's load comments here. Continue. One winner. And this is going to be for Lucid. 25K. Eval. And we'll do spinning. We will do exclude duplicates, filter by hashtag. Today was winner. I am not a winner. Not a winner. All right, here we go. 25K Lucid eval. And winner is going to have 2 minutes to type in thanks into the chat, and that's going to be for Nangban. 007. You've got 2 minutes starting from right now. All you got to do is type in thanks into the chat. Nangban 007. Type into the chat. Got a minute and 40 seconds left. There you go. Thanks. Perfect. All right, give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. All right, Dogban, send me an email to the email that's right there, and I'll get you your code here today. All right, guys. Sorry I couldn't pull it off today. I know it's been the last couple of weeks. We've had some pretty good Fridays, but again, it's kind of tough to be able to lose money today on this scenario, but we did try. We definitely did try. All right, guys. I will see you guys Monday. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Stay patient. I know the markets, you start getting FOMO on the move to the downside, and trust me, it's a real thing. So just try to stay patient and do the best you can. All right. See you guys on Monday. Again,